There are many different ways to buy Bitcoin, but the cheapest and fastest way to buy Bitcoin with cash is with a CoinFlip Bitcoin ATM. CoinFlip ATMs allow anyone to buy Bitcoin with the lowest fees and within just a few steps. Hi, I'm Amy, and I'm one of the hundreds of store owners who partner with CoinFlip. In this convenient store, we host a CoinFlip Bitcoin ATM. We earn passive income, more foot traffic, and we get free advertising done by the CoinFlip team. Getting the ATM was easy. We just contact the CoinFlip team at info@coinflip.tech, and they handle everything with no cost to the store owner. This includes installation, maintenance, marketing, and even 24/7 customer service. We just provide a small space within the store. To get your own CoinFlip Bitcoin ATM and join the monetary revolution, contact CoinFlip today. info@coinflip.tech or fill out the form at request.coinflip.tech. 773-800-0106.
Whether you're brand new to cryptocurrency or an expert, Hodl is the app for you. Are you tired of dealing with the exchanges, their unreliability, and high fees? Welcome to the new cryptocurrency standard. Hodl is your one-stop shop for accumulating cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. This is the easiest way for you to accumulate crypto and manage it. Download the Hodl app now. Create your profile, link one or more bank accounts, set up your dashboard, and let Hodl do the rest. It's easy and fast. Hodl provides multiple ways to purchase and accumulate crypto. Included are advanced automated buying features along with direct market buys. You have total control of your money and which cryptocurrencies get purchased, with options including Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Tether, Ripple, among others. Use the Roundup feature to automatically purchase crypto with your spare change after making everyday purchases. Easily increase your Roundup growth by using the Boost Growth option and boost your Roundups by either 2, 3, or 5 times. The Autopilot feature allows you to purchase crypto based on the amount and frequency you choose. Set it and forget it. Buy and sell in real time. The coins you buy are the coins you get. Hodl holds 100% true blockchain purchases. No downtime. Super secure. Lower fees, and you get 24/7 support. Hodl makes it easy for you to create and manage a diversified cryptocurrency portfolio. Look forward to future enhancements coming soon, as well as additional cryptocurrency options. Download the Hodl app today and get started now.
All right, and we're live. Is this thing on? Hello.
Hello.
Hey. Hi. Happy birthday. Ah! I stole it. I took it right from you.
Yes, you did. You said it as fast as you could.
Shout out to Fio, whatever you want to call it, FIO. If you guys are watching this, retweet, comment every day. Somebody wins $10. All you have to do is request $10 in USDT from FIO at KENN. Check out Join Fio. It's at JOINFIO. And yeah, retweet, comment, win $10. Ain't bad. Every day. I had to do a birthday bong rip with my bro.
Of course.
Oh man, I appreciate you coming on to talk, man. Because when you flew out here to come to the crypto, the Philly Crypto John, and we got to play around with the PVT. Oh, I did it. I said it right. PVT,
Yep.
PPR paper, the private paper project you're working on. I know we talked about it before, and I mean, I'm just so damn busy. It's hard to like do things hands on, and I like to have my hand held. Here we go. I can admit that now. I like to have my hand held. So it was nice when you flew over. You got to crash here with the missus. I see her in the background. Hey,
Yeah.
missus. You
Kim
got
says
to.
hi.
I do. I say how goes it. I don't say hi. That's why she was like, no, he didn't. He didn't say hi. He would have said how goes it. Um, but you got to hold my hand and show me like how to use the private paper project and like what PPR is really doing. And bro, it blew my mind. It was like one thing talking about nerdy shit. I'm just like, yeah, not in my head. Like I understand what you're fucking. I'm not a nerd. I don't get it. I use nerdy shit and like I can totally see me using private paper. Like it's fucking genius. So I guess for those that won't have a damn clue, let them know a little bit about like yourself and what you're doing in this space right now with the private paper project.
All right, so like I'm 3D, um, and what we're doing is we're just like basically we're putting power into the people who create. Like there's a lot of people who write for Medium, and there's a lot of people who write for all these different platforms, and you don't own that. And so we're finding a way to where you can actually own it. It's your words. You can own it. You can sell it. You can monetize it for tubes. You can put ads into it. You can make it look just like a Medium article, but at the same time, like everything is being done on your end, so nothing's being transmitted over the internet until you decide to. So you have to opt in for everything. You have to tell them who you are if you want to. So you can be private, and you can say whatever you want. Everything's backed up and stored with hashes. We even have a unique timestamp signature system in there, so it actually puts in the timestamp of when it was built, and so that way we can see the exact time and date that you put it in, and you don't have to give up any of that information. It does do like a general timestamp, so we don't really know where you're at. So it's makes it really as private as possible. So you can really do whatever you need to make your own articles, make your own newspapers. It's all chained together into its own blockchain. We call it a news chain because it's not block specific. So the better your CPU power is or your GPU power is, the bigger your blocks can get. And the bigger your blocks get, the harder it is for people to like transmit that over the internet. The harder it is to move it, which makes it where people start wanting to do transmissions on their own end. So we don't transmit any information at all. Like everything is done user side. So we don't even have a server that we run. There's nodes. Anyone can run a node. Like say you want to publish something, but you don't want to put it online.
Right.
Have your friend run a node. You send it to them. Have them run it through their node offline. They still see everything as if they're online because it is like a micro internet. Like you can do full websites on there. You can actually, like, if you don't want to build an article, say you just want to build a website, and every time you update your website, you want a copy of it. You can chain together all the copies of your website. you know,
The
and
chain would only go in one direction, right? It's a linear
mhm,
chain. You couldn't go.
only goes from now to the past. It only
Right.
records history. It doesn't do anything
So if
else.
you had like a middle link, it would only link forward. You wouldn't be able to get like a previous post from an article. You can only move forward.
Right. Now, no, actually, because each one has its own hash, and each hash can be turned into a link. If you have the hash for a previous one, you can directly link to that one, and it will never see anything in the future. It can only see the past.
Oh, wow. All right. Cool,
So
cool, cool.
wherever you link up at, the future does not exist for it. It only sees the past.
You know, for people listening, I know this is, again, it sounds nerdy and weirdly boring. I get it, but it's hella exciting. And I want him to show you why by actually using the platform. And I don't know if I said this out loud, but I know while we were doing it, while you were helping me put like my little Medium article into like a PVT kind of thing, I was like, in my head, I was like, bro, this is exactly what fucking Satoshi would have used to publish the white paper.
Yeah.
He would have just posted a link to his private paper to Reddit or to GitHub or to whatever. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
this is pretty damn cool shit. Maybe walk somebody through how to use the platform and show them what it looks like and how it works while you're doing it. Because I know when I kind of shared it, it was like a billion text characters, but then we were able to like compress it with another like decentralized project, which is really cool.
Hmm.
I know you and Nick got into it or whatever, right? So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want to get
On
into that
what's
later.
considered serverless. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. I know we haven't mentioned it yet, but yeah, this is basically serverless hosting or serverless.
Mhm.
I don't know what to call it other than serverless hosting. It's like
It's
self-hosted
it's
content.
it's serverless data storage.
Right, dude, it's amazing. It's badass, is what it is. So maybe show somebody how to like create a PVT, PPR or private paper article or post or like and just show them how it is. I mean, you can do it with I guess what is it HTML?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
HTML and some JavaScript.
which is cool because I mean, back in the day, bro. I mean, when MySpace let us do it, we used to. I mean, everybody. When I say
Vampire
we,
Freaks.
yeah, Vampire
Vampire
Freaks,
Freaks.
AOL Profile Editor. I don't know if
Hmm.
anybody fucked with AOL Profile Editor, but there was those dolls and shit, and it was just like you could do drop down menus and page. I was the baddest ass kid in middle school because my AOL profile had multiple pages, drop down menus, all kinds of shit. Had a search bar, so you could just go to my little profile and search keywords, and it would just like bring you to. Oh, dude, it was all because I
Badass.
copy paste HTML shit, and I think this
Yeah.
was even before HTML5 came out, and I think
Yeah. That would have
that's
been HTML3.
yeah, HTML5 came out and it changed so much shit. I was just like, it wasn't a lot, but it was so. I was like, well, I'm done. I had all these like repositories that I could go to for like copy paste for exactly things that I
What you
needed.
want to do. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But then there's
I
the
want a
people
div layer that allows me to separate things.
right.
You
There's
know,
people I talk to though that helped me get those repositories and they know this shit by mind. Like I tried to remember the RGB codes, like just the basic, 6 or 8 digit, what is it? 6 or 8? I think it's
color
six.
codes. Yeah.
Is it six
Yeah.
digit
The
color
6.
codes? Yeah. So like
Yeah.
all 0 is black, all 4
All
I think
F
is
is
blue,
white.
all F is white. Yeah. So like trying to learn those basic colors just so I could like fake like I could keep up with them. But again, I'm like 10 and 11 years old, but we're while we're
Yeah.
talking about this, like I was in like 5th and 6th grade and shit fucking around with HTML3 and profile editor. But what I'm
Oh yeah.
getting at, to segue and digress back into, is people want to do this shit. You know what I mean? Like, could you imagine if
Hmm.
Twitter let people do it? They would want to do it. And if we could have kept doing it this whole time with Facebook, we'd all be developers. The whole fucking, the Silicon
Everybody's
Valley
referring to
privilege.
developers everywhere.
Right, the Silicon Valley privilege thing that they keep saying is learn to code, bro. And it's like, it's become almost like a racist fucking rant at this point that it's so insulting to tell somebody, learn to code, bro. I think at one point it got you like banned and it got you in trouble on Facebook and Twitter just
Yeah.
saying,
Yeah.
learn to code, bro. And it's like we all would have learned to code, bro, if we were allowed to. We were at one point, and I think this will incentivize a lot of people in our community to kind of get more involved with coding again, make coding cool again. Or I don't want to say make coding great again, because that's like become political, but you can make coding cool again. And I think that's what PVT is doing, bro.
Heck yeah, like when my kids turn 14, we have this like age or thing in our family where you have to prove that you can do stuff on your own, whatever. And so we get my kids a Raspberry Pi when they turn 14,
Oh, that's so
and
dope.
we say it comes with Minecraft, but you have to code it. And so either they learn how to code Minecraft and they get Minecraft that they like, or they get stuck with the really simple, basic Minecraft 1 version 1, and they live with it. But after if they learn Minecraft, we teach them how to build a miner. All my kids they get paid in Dogecoin for their allowance. We don't pay them in cash. Like they were trying to get allowance, and I was just like, look, I don't have cash. I'm broke as heck. But and I had a job at the time, and stuff. And I was like, but I got a lot of Dogecoin. Dogecoin's easy to get. And so we set up this thing. They get in trouble. We take their devices. We mine Dogecoin. They all mine into the same pool.
You have a Doge swear pool jar.
Yeah. You get in trouble.
You're the coolest dad ever.
You mine your own Doge. You get paid for later for doing chores.
That is great. If you get in trouble, you have a swear jar for Doge. It's like a pool swear jar. That is the coolest thought I've ever heard. Like, damn, what made you think about doing that? You know what I mean? Like, obviously they had it all, but like I guess the was it like having repercussions or something? I guess like a financial.
We already had like this thing where like they could get in trouble for stuff, and if they did enough stuff, they could like kind of like earn points. Like we called it house coin, and they could earn points type stuff to get like something at Dollar Tree, or they can get a reward. They can get extra food if they want to eat something different. They want to pick something different. They can pay to pick something different. It was like trying to teach them responsibility while trying to get them to help out.
Yeah, and I did this growing up without a tokenomics behind it. It was just trying to get mom's love. I'll get more of mom's love than you, and then she'll get me what I want at Toys R Us.
We wrote like a contract for the changing of the house coin to Dogecoin. I paid them up front for all their house coin.
Oh, so you pegged it. You made your own little stable coin.
And so we wrote a contract for it, and we have like the official like written up stuff where they signed everything and where it states how it all works. And so basically they can always refer back to the contract. They each have their own private key. We keep a copy of their private key, stuff like that. Like when they turn a certain age in the contract, they get their private keys. So if they go to college or whatever, they get their private keys so they can spend Doge in college and stuff like that, but yeah, one of my kids, he's learning engineering because of all this, because we built NFC coins. We built these NFCs. We would get the stickers, get like a roll of like 50 for a few bucks.
People may not know what you're talking about real quick. Hold on.
Like smart
maybe explain NFCs.
We were making smart posters. You would scan with your phone.
Right, with near field communication technology. Almost every smartphone has that, RFID.
Yeah, and so like you could actually go up to your phone. When you scanned it, it would generate you coins. And what it did is it just ran two APIs, two links basically. It would check a link, and if it came back 0, it would be like good. If it came back 1, it'd be bad. So it would say, have I seen this device before? And it would record every device to like a blockchain, just a cloud storage. It was like a Google Doc, and it would just store to the Google Doc and then pull from the Google Doc. And if the user device was in the list, it would not generate coins for you no more. Wow. It's self-generated coins, and it's self-regulated its own coin generation. And so we would go around and find smart posters and put this over their smart poster point. And so when you scan it, sometimes you'd get the smart poster, sometimes you would get coins.
Dude, you have your own little like Chinese facial recognition dystopian house economy thing. Like, I'm not saying that's what it is, but like, could you imagine if every house did this? It would look like a fucking Black Mirror movie. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I could see this going very wrong and very right at the same time, but like, I want to be the cynical guy in the conversation for the sake of a cool conversation. So like, I don't know, like, do you see like a way that people may game theory this in their households? Is there like a malicious way? Because I mean, like, I'm already seeing it with, like, people, like, and this is funny to say, but, like, I've seen it with people that I even went to high school with that are, like, in their 30s, they still live at home, and their parents are forcing them to fucking vote with the parents' decision on who they
Oh,
want to
dang.
vote for, and they're
That's
using
crazy.
the rent over their head, so to speak. So it's like really
Oh,
interesting
right,
to see
right.
like the game theory behind like household and politics and shit like that. So I don't know, like just
Well,
the Black
we
Mirror
tested this
esque
in the
of this.
fridge. We tested this in the fridge where you would make. We got with Stock Air, and Stock Air provided me with a bunch of RFID cards. They look like they were for business cards, and we would put them on stuff in the fridge. So you'd have like leftovers, and you put you'd tape one of these to it, and you would have to pay. And when you paid, it just like basically stored on another doc the amount you paid. So we could go use Google Docs to see what all you paid, what all you earned, could you pay, and run 2 or 3 APIs, and it would say,
Oh,
hey, this person
cool.
wants to pay. Have they paid? Do they have? And then it would come back either yes, they have it, or no, they don't, and then it would pay.
So you
And
have
so
like
they
a
could
store
pay for
basically.
groceries. Yeah, they
Yeah,
could
yeah,
pay for
yeah.
groceries. Like, I'm hungry, I want to eat.
Dude, I
Let
did
me
this
pay
shit in
real fast.
second grade in middle school. Shout out to Miss Lewis. I had two teachers that really stood out to me in my life. My second grade teacher, Miss Lewis, and I guess it was my eighth grade teacher, technically seventh, but last time I had him as a teacher was I think eighth grade, and it was Mr. Beck. But Miss Lewis in second grade, she had these tickets that you would get from like Chuck E. Cheese, those little like just rip off ticket
Oh
things,
yeah, yeah,
and you would earn them by getting good grades. So if you got like an A, you got 5. If you got a B, you got 2 or 3, and then C's, whatever. But like you would have like this store that she would open on Fridays after like the weekly quizzes, and you could cash it in for like a whole bunch of random toys that she bought out of her own pocket, because that's how fucking teachers roll, at like
yeah.
dollar stores. And then she had big shit that she would just grab from Toys R Us, and like like the poor kids in this class, she would really fucking try to help like learn, and like, here bro, you want the goddamn like game system, I got
Plushie.
you it, get some goddamn A's, and I'll give it to you. And it was just like
Yeah.
Miss Lewis was the fucking best, bro.
See, I actually ran the student store in my 6th grade elementary.
Oh,
Me
you
and a
had one
friend.
too?
Yeah, we raised the most amount that place had seen up to our point. We had was over like $1,000
I
in
didn't
our
know if this was
elementary.
like a local
We
thing. All
sold
right,
like
that's cool.
paper, pencils, like we sold stuff that they needed for class. We didn't sell anything else, and we actually like it was for cash, like so you had to have money up front, but you wanted like
What
a
grade was
trash
this
can.
where it's
Sixth,
cash?
sixth, sixth grade.
Oh, that's like what, 11, 12 years old or something?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like we ran that, but you know, um,
I was like, I didn't have cash on me in second grade. That is
yeah.
awesome that you're doing this though at the house. Like, for me, I mean, even at a young age, it gave me a really good concept of economics. Even though I didn't know what the hell economics was, I still had an idea of it, something I could
Oh
relate
yeah,
when I go out to the real world. And I could apply. Doing it at home, I mean, dude, if I ever had a kid or have kids, like, this is exactly how I would want to raise them. And I try to, I'm an uncle to many, but none of my, siblings want me to co-parent, and I don't blame them. I am not in a position to give any kind of parental advice, but I think, doing a lot of what you're doing with like your own home economics, it's going to empower them with the knowledge that's setting them aside from anybody in their age bracket that they run into. You know what I mean? It's giving them that advantage. I don't know. I don't know if it's like a subconscious advantage or whatever. You know what I mean? Like a subliminal. They don't even know they have
yeah,
it, but it will be applied when they're out in the real world, and it will be an obvious thing when they see that others don't have this tool in their utilities.
yeah. It's like they're gonna be in college for the first time. They're gonna go to get lunch. They're gonna be like, "Oh, I got this," or they're gonna go into fast food restaurant. They're gonna see all the numbers and stuff. They're gonna be able to crunch that. They're gonna learn how to crunch their own numbers, figure out how much money they got. It teaches them little things
You know
that
how
they
many
don't
people
necessarily learn.
can't fucking add up a shopping cart while they're putting groceries in it? You know
I,
what I
I use
mean?
my
Even with the
I use my
calculator.
phone.
Yeah, but even with a calculator, you know how many
Oh
people
yeah,
can't?
yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I've seen it
they
all
get
the
to the
time.
fucking register and they're like, "Oh shit, I went over $50 or something," and let me
Hmm.
put stuff back. And I see it all the time, bro. And I'm just
Yeah,
like, it's basic economics, basic math, but it's because their whole life they didn't have to do it, you know, and they didn't do it. And now
they never thought
they
about it.
still choose to ignore it because it's just that convenient to not have to learn it. And like, you know, we were lucky to have those kinds of teachers who you know had the educational economics. I feel now that it was probably like not the best. You know what I mean? Like now
Yeah,
that I
yeah.
think about, it, it's like who knows how that could play out again with game theory shit. Like the shit that you learn in school, it is programming. So like, who's going to be the best programmed drone in the school? You can get a PlayStation 5. I don't know how I feel about it. You
All
know?
right, so imagine like teachers use private paper, right?
Oh
And
yeah,
they say, okay,
let's while we're talking, pull that up on the screen share real quick and walk us through how you're using private paper.
okay, so say teacher says, I want you to use private paper because if you use it and share it, we'll see it on the Wayback Machine. But if you don't, we won't. So after you give us the link, we'll be able to look on the Wayback Machine and see if it's been online.
You could do your homework this way too, bro.
Yeah, yeah. And this
And this would be a great way for parents to track their kids' tests and things like that. So you could just get like the newest test, and then you could have a backlink to all the previous weekly quizzes and shit like that inside each of the next private papers.
oh yeah, absolutely. Now like we have these little helpful little bars uh for the user so you can find stuff. Um and then we have like it's like a little wiki thing where if you click this little question mark, it will walk you through each step and say, hey, insert title, insert tags, insert this. We have a website at frequently asked questions, markup help. If you click in here, anything you want to do, we have it set up. Um, we have like all the basic stuff set up, and you see it actually brings up a separate page because they're all stored internally.
Now,
They're all
I'll
nested
mention
together.
this since I have it up and you hear and everything. I would definitely recommend changing that question mark to just say post. You know what
Post.
I mean? Just post. Just a post. You know what I mean? Or basic article or basic, you know, paper, like a basic paper, and then you know
Yeah.
have a button for like the advanced paper or something where it doesn't do this because that question mark. I didn't know what to do when I seen it. I was like, I don't have any questions. I just want to post an article, and I was like, oh, but if you go here, it'll actually hold your hand for you. I don't actually need 3D in my bedroom, but it was nice to have you here in the bedroom holding my hand. But I mean, you made it so the platform holds your hand for you. See, like again, you can create the title, the subtitles, hashtags, and all kinds of cool things you can do with HTML. Two ends, bro. Two ends. Come on, we've known each other for like fucking what, almost 5 years.
Yeah, yeah. I still get it wrong, right?
You know how
Um,
many people do? It's weird, but I don't remember exactly when I changed it. I'm pretty sure I came into this space Ken two ends, but I'm also like I feel like at a point I did change from Ken with one N, and I'm pretty sure it was at DogeCon Vancouver, but I'm not 100% sure. Someone's gonna have to like check the history of my Twitter feed to see when exactly started, you know, not using one N. All right, so there's the title,
so,
there's the subtitle.
and you see here it says click here to edit the body. Markup can be included here. Now, at any time
What
you
the
can go
hell's
like,
markup? What's that mean? Markup can be included here.
see, that's where it says like markup help. That's what they call HTML and JavaScript as a combo. They
Why
call
didn't
that
you just
markup.
say HTML can be included here? You got, I
Then
mean, markup's
I don't
code.
know.
It's nerd code, bro. I mean, you got to make this like, you know, I'm not saying you have to make it super like, you know, grandma friendly, but at least stoner friendly. Said markup here, bro. You could easily have said HTML5 can be added here. I was like, oh, cool. I can put a markup. Like, what am I? It makes as soon as I saw that, it was like, oh, what am I selling? Like an eBay markup. I don't know.
All right. I mean, that's a good point. I didn't realize that.
I'm just speaking for the stoners that have technical difficulties because I feel like we're the ones that like build the frequently asked questions section.
Now, I have been working on testing buttons to auto put into here. Um,
Oh, cool.
So like wherever you're at, you'd be able to click the button and it would automatically type in, like image src, and it would pop up a little thing and it'd say, okay, insert your link, and you put in like link here.
Oh,
All
cool.
right. And then it would just plug it in for you. We have something like that before.
What
And
about
then we
like
switched.
autofill? Like if I started typing in something, you know what I mean? Was there a way that it
Um,
would be like an
if
autofill? Because I
um,
think Gmail does that now.
okay, like I know there's like if your phone has autofill set up in the keyboard, it will automatically try to plug it in this spot because this is a text area input. Just because the type of input it is, it works natively with most Androids.
Right. Well, there is
Um,
a section on private paper, the PVT, PPT, PPR. I'll get this. But there is a place that you can go and grab it just with a copy and paste, right? Where's this at?
yeah,
That's the
like that's
markup
the
help, right?
markup help. Yep. And
Okay.
so just like,
Yeah, there you go. You could just copy and paste it. So this is sort of like that repository I was talking about that I used to have, where I could just copy and
mhm,
paste code and just fill in the blanks with what I need.
absolutely.
All right. So what was this code for? I see you have an image
This is
link.
bold. Yeah,
Oh.
the image, I didn't actually put one in there. I don't have one on hand. I could probably pull one on hand. Um,
Oh yeah, that's right. And you can grab the link to the live stream that we're on right now.
so like one of the things that we had a lot of common people ask for was like, well, we want to just be able to insert a link and that image be put to the very top of the page. So we have that just below the input. I'm going to show you that by putting in this link page.
So it basically makes it like a header.
Yeah, absolutely. So it looks just like the Medium article. Will have the title, have the subject, and then I'll have your image and then your body. And so we kind of mimic Medium because like I used to post Medium, and the Medium just like started deleting my posts, stopped pushing it out, said, hey, look, we're not gonna, people have to know the link to be able to find your paper.
I
And
need
since I
to
already
change
had
that
that,
YouTube
I was
header
like,
so bad. We got one watching on YouTube, but we have a bunch on Twitter, and I guess we're on Facebook and stuff too. Hey, don't forget to retweet this, guys, if you're watching.
see, I click view image. So we do get the image link. And then if we scroll down, oh, here it is, related image link.
And
And it used to be
that's
called,
automatically gonna make it that like header image.
yeah, yeah. And if you don't touch it, it doesn't even add an image spot to it, the output. So it's like you never did anything. So if you don't
Oh.
want one, you don't need one. You have to opt in for it. So then like author's name, and type in whatever you want. Like you can even come in here and say, look,
Yeah, but how do people know that you did that and it was really you and not me just saying like, "Hey, I'm 3 Douglas and I just posted some weird shit on private paper." And you know what I mean? Like how do people know it's legit you and not somebody pretending to be you?
so um, we do have multiple different versions of this generator. Like this generator, the one I'm on right now, your authentication message is the way you do that,
Okay, because I
where
was
you
thinking
say,
like, if we were doing this with homework, first thing I'm doing is filling out some shitty answers and submitting it to the teacher with your name on it, so you get an F. Ha. But how will the teacher know that it was really you? Oh,
um,
wait, typo.
yeah, yeah, I see that.
That
um,
that typo is immutable.
so like if we go into the private paper and you see here we have one called full. If we click that, this one actually stores a copy of everything input inside the private paper that can't be changed. It also stores a copy of the generator used. So the teacher can even see if you use the original generator, the correct generator, or a copy of a generator.
Interesting.
So like this is a fully, as you can see, it's set up only in one design and it's a little bit more layout. So this is how the layout kind of looks when you get done. And
Huh.
then you see, I don't even have to insert anything in because you have to opt in for all information. So I can just submit. and it will
Is there
actually
like a patent on this shit? Because like, holy fuck, dude, they're gonna use this kind of technology for fucking voting.
this isn't a fully open source technology. Just because the way it's designed, you can't really patent it. You could prove it's your work and everything, but there's no way to actually patent it to
You
anything
can just be
specific
like, I'm an
because it has to.
OG of this fucking movement because this is revolutionary shit. Like, I mean, with the way you can verify and everything, I mean, you could use this for a lot of things. I'm thinking like legal document stuff. Like, this is gonna be really interesting, like to see. I mean, not this. I can't say that it will probably be private paper, but obviously somebody's gonna steal this shit, and I can't fucking wait to see how crazy that it goes when it starts to get out there. Because you know how the world is. When something's this good, they just want to steal it. They want to do it themselves.
Now we kind of promote that a little bit in some ways, because like anyone who's actually on here and they're using Bit2 browser or they had the Bit2 browser extension, we get paid a micro amount at that time anonymously. So we don't mind if someone like was to copy the code and leave that in there, and as long as they have that in there, we're not really going to care. We
So
do have a white paper. We do have proof of documentation with timestamps in previous, so we can prove that we have been doing this. We were the first ones on. We've been doing this since 2018.
so this is what it looks like when it says title with Ken.
Yeah, this is the example we were doing. The only difference between this one and the other ones, there's an extra button that says, it has a hash, and if you click on that hash, it brings you the link to the original generator. If you click it, it takes you the link to the original information, and it's all hashed together, just like how this is hashed right here. You see where this is right here. This is the proof of document,
Oh wow.
which is what this is right here. And so this right here, we can go and say, let me just get a decoder real fast.
So yeah, you can use. I mean, it doesn't have to be like a private paper decoder. It can be just a
Nope.
generic decoder.
It's just got to be a base 64 decoder of any kind.
Hmm.
Like you see there, I just clicked on the very first one. It's probably an ad. Don't matter because it's free and it's going to work.
All right, so how would you post this on Twitter though? Because I kind of want to show people what it looks like when you copy the
Right.
actual HTTP or whatever, right? The web address for this private paper article.
Yeah, as you were letting that load, just let that go into back load. I clicked on the other one, where it's going to move over. And you see the link is already pushed up at the top right
Yeah,
here.
it's a little frozen on my end.
It'll probably pop up in a
Oh, there
second.
we go.
So that link right there is the link that you need to actually get anything done. So I went ahead and copied that. See if this loaded up. Close that. The Rarible is still trying to crash everything. But these links are super, super massive. And so if we go to like tinyurl.com, and this is really great because it's hiding in the masses. It's like you want to hide with other thousands of anonymous people, then this is the place you go. This is just like Bitly if you don't have a Bitly account.
Right,
They
and
have
this
that.
is where you and Nick got into that headbutt because it's technically not serverless because whatever,
Yeah,
but then again, it technically is. Oh,
because I
ACU
have to.
5 with the 420, my bro. Thank you so much, much
Oh,
appreciated.
hey, what it be? I'm gonna AC, but like, because I opt in. Oh, I talked to the wrong one. Because I opt in to put it on this website. Uh, he's saying it's not serverless, and because the node we're using is technically a server, it's not serverless. But you could actually send him the link to that the node uses. Oh, smack! They have me set in some kind of. There we go. So you can actually send him a link to where the node uses it, loses some kind of like text he can put in his computer, and then he can type in the link that you sent him, maybe through actual. You wrote it down on a piece of paper, you mailed it to him, and then he can actually run it through that script, and his computer will output the private paper, so he can still look at it completely offline. And that's where you're right. We were butting heads, and he was saying it's not serverless because the computer now is the server when I run it through that script. It's like, okay, sure. So he agreed on hash-based storage, serverless storage. You can see right here.
And that link's long as shit, dude. When it says
Yeah,
enter a long
it's
URL, that is fucking like 3,000 text.
yeah, it's actually having troubles taking its time trying to shorten it. It's so long. It's going to load here in a second on your end. Yeah, I actually crashed it. This is the kind of link we're talking about. It actually crashed the page.
Yeah, way too much. So this is where it gets into how do we digitally, transmit this information, or even, how would we share this private paper with, people when there's character limits and things like that on social media. And like, I don't know, like, is there any way to build in to private paper what tinyurl does, so when you do create that big link, it just automatically shortens it?
Yeah, like
Because you were mentioning you could use the technology that tinyurl uses without them, right? You could just use it
mhm.
on your own. Is there any way to like plug that in? Is there an open source api or anything that you could use to integrate that with, like, make it a native feature?
Now, TinyURL does have an API, but it has to be stored onto a server. And so we're trying to figure out how to turn the link, the link, the API is just a link that it runs, and it runs 8 steps of code. And we're trying to figure out how to turn that code into a JavaScript function. And
What
that
kind
would
of
allow
script function is it now, and why does it have to be Java?
it's C. So it runs a little bit of CPU power to actually insert, like to run one of the scripts.
Is that
Like
what C
it
plus
has
means
to,
when you say C? It means
yeah,
it
like
uses
it uses a lot
computation.
of uses a lot of competition
I
computation.
did not, bro. I'm 32 years old today, and I am today years old when I found that out.
And like C++, it uses way more than your standard. You can use
Yeah, it's
GPUs.
using double CPU. Oh my god, it makes so much more sense now. I just thought it was the plus was because it's extra hard.
No, it actually runs both forms of C. It runs C and C sharp.
Okay,
And
okay.
then it has the JavaScript layer kind of that runs on top. When I say JavaScript, it's like JavaScript. It's a layer that runs on top, which is actually C++.
Well, let's dive into a little bit of how to integrate something like private paper into Rarible, because like I was mentioning, how do we share the private paper articles, right? Can we like can I
Mm-hmm.
put that in a QR code and put it on a t-shirt and say, "Hey, scan this t-shirt." Is a QR code, like, can it handle all of that information to take somebody to that website without using a tiny URL?
Like you could use a cloud service and store it as like a document file, and you just name it the same thing that's inside of it, but .html, and someone could scan it. It would load in the cloud storage and say, "Hey, look, someone wants to download this," and that cloud storage is distributed, right? If you get one like Stork or something like
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
something
yeah.
they can still do point to click interaction, and then they can just download that way. But no, the link is so long, it won't. Now, tiny URL, you put the tiny URL in there, like
Right,
it's like
right. And that's where you
I'm
can
about
do
to
a
switch
lot of cool
over.
stuff.
I'm about to switch over, and it really did switch it into a tiny URL, but you can put it into an NFT. As you can see in front of me, we have a bunch. It's just running. Okay, hold on, my page is still loading. Um,
Yeah,
it's gonna
bear
show
with
up
us.
here.
Yeah, bear with us on this, but maybe
It's
go through a little bit about like what you're doing differently with your NFTs that are unique from, because what you're nobody else is doing what you're doing, so you might as well just get into the meat of it.
as you can see there. That's the link. It's about to show on your page.
There we
It
go.
is
Yeah, there's
absolutely
the long one.
enormous.
The following URL is a mile long, and you're gonna see how tiny it just got. It's like
Y4YET4Z2. It is stored forever.
So now all you need to know is that back address mentally, and you can just type it in, tinyurl.com/that backcode, and you'll always be able to bring up this serverless, paper, this serverless data Which
Yeah.
again, bro, that is exactly how Satoshi would have fucking distributed the white paper, bro.
So
Was this
like
something that he could have done, or they could have done, or she could have? You know what I mean? Like,
if
was this around back in 2009 and 10?
Snowden was looking for some kind of storage like this back then, and he could not figure out the process that we needed, and the process that we used didn't exist back then. Like it didn't exist until 2018, and we got up on it on the ground level. Like in the first couple of months it existed, we had it in my hands,
Did
and I
blockchain
was
make it easier? Is that why it's out now, or did blockchain have like nothing to do with this shit?
blockchain actually only has to do with how we store the back end of it, like how we store the previous versions. That's the only thing it has to do with it. What made it easier was that like phones could handle the amount of JavaScript it has to do.
Hmm.
So it was like I could do it on my cell phone. Most of the ones I do are on my cell phone. Almost all these NFTs you're seeing on your screen all made on my cell
Oh
phone.
wow, you did all the work on your cell phone for these.
Absolutely. And so even the private papers are done on my cell phone. And I have like stored offline on drives where it's like an entire copy of everything I've ever done, never been online. I use that on my computer because the amount of memory it takes like 3.5 gigs of memory to load in the full entire link just to do the math to say, okay, let's open this up. It's ginormous, and it's like that on design. So that way it can't be sent over online. You know, and like imagine trying to get an online storage for like 4 gigs of storage and allowing, thousands of people, it would drive you up in money costs. So we used a little bit of all that type of information is like, how do we want to actually distribute this information? And NFTs actually allow us to nest up to like, I think it was 10 megabytes of data. And so far, our biggest chain is like 22 papers long. And using a combination of distributed links, it actually is under 1 megabyte.
Oh
And
wow.
so, I mean, like you can put a lot of information inside these NFTs. And some of these NFTs, the end paper has full links to like entire images that are done in Basic 64.
So I
So
guess would it make sense then to like if you created a really power hungry private paper, it would kind of make sense to then create a next generation private paper as like a thumbnail or a preview, sort of as like a Cliff Notes private paper with a link in it to the more resource heavy because it compresses it almost like a fucking zip file.
yeah,
Because damn, bro.
yeah.
That is
And
crazy.
so
When we're talking about nesting, by the way, people that may not know what nesting is, and that's why we have Rarible up right now with NFTs now. Something very new, a really amazing new feature and tool to NFTs. It's called nesting, and you could put data inside of NFTs, whether it's private or public or unlockable or something to that effect. You can do a lot with nesting in NFTs now. So I guess 3D can show us exactly what it looks like when you get one of these NFTs and how he uses PVT. Haha, PVT. I said it right.
yes, you did. I'm unsure if it's going to let me actually pull it up. I do have videos. We'll have the link down below in the description so people can actually see it
Yeah,
in
it's
live action.
rarible.com/3d-odds.
It's super simple. Yeah, but like you go to it and you just click on it, and when you buy it, it says like these rainbow colors indicate that it's unlockable.
Oh, is
Um,
that what that means? I never knew that. I just
yeah,
thought it was really pretty.
yeah, that means that it's Rarible specific, and there's also non-Rarible specific lockups. Like you can do stuff on pCloud and put it into your description, and then you just have to have it where someone lets you know they have proof of ownership. They take like a screenshot or something, and it's in their wallet. You can see that it's in their wallet because it'd be the same address that you're going to send it to. So like you're gonna send something to them like, okay, I'm gonna send you a message online, and you pull it with your key, and I'm just gonna sign the password to unlock that,
Hmm.
and you pass it through Ethereum, and they just okay, I just
So
pulled
that's
off the
more of like a
blockchain.
peer-to-peer nesting.
Yeah, and that allows you to nest it twice into the blockchain because this
So
information
is
is nested.
Rarible nesting technology sort of centralized to the platform, or is it open source? So like if something's nested, do we need Rarible to engage with the nested data, or is this something I could do with like OpenSea or peer to peer even? So like if I don't even touch Rarible ever, could I still get nested data out of one of your NFTs strictly from like a Trust wallet or a MetaMask wallet?
Yeah, we are like I'm still in the works of getting all of the kinks worked out, but yeah, we will have that very shortly where you could actually use different storages to actually nest it into your informational tag. Because the actual nesting that you see on Wearable, the unlockable is what they call it.
Yeah.
That is the unlock part. The way they unlock it, it does require Wearables interaction.
Right, it's a
Um,
centralized encryption, I'd imagine.
yeah, yeah. And some of the storage is on chain, some storage is off chain.
I
If
just
you
didn't
do,
know if it was centralized, or closed source centralized encryption. You know what I mean?
yeah, absolutely, absolutely,
Okay,
and it
that makes
is.
sense.
Um,
That's why I
but
asked.
anyone can do it. Like I was trying to figure out how to do it on Wax. I'm down to a point where I had uh, I'm gonna get resources and it's gonna let me to basically just throw it into the description on Wax or as a detail on Rarible or on OpenSea or on Super Rare. You can put it into as the description tag. And so even on some games, they could like pull the link from the description tag, and if they had the password, they could open it up in like Decentraland or something like that.
You know, it's crazy. You could put like a link to a private paper in one of the NFTs as a unlockable, so nobody knows what's behind it. And it could be a link to an article where it has like a QR code to another NFT or like a private key to crypto or something.
Yeah. I have a
Oh,
NFT
that's a
that,
really crazy way to do a paper wallet. Oh my God, bro, you just made me think of how to use Oh, have you considered this? And please tell me you thought of how why I shouldn't do this. But I could put my private key on private paper, and then I could make it a tiny URL, and then all I have to remember is like seven numbers and letters for the short backhand link. And as long as I know tinyurl.com/7q5b whatever, I can just get my private key up. I'm
yeah,
just
yeah,
saying.
yeah. No, I've been doing it since 2014. Oh, it'll be 2018. I've been doing it.
So this is like a
So
fucking AI brain wallet.
yeah, yeah,
This is fucking great because that's exactly what I needed to like do something with my keys digitally that wasn't like on a fucking, one pass app or some shit.
absolutely. So you can see here, it just shows you, this one's going to just show you how to build a paper that, well, I'll show you how to build an operating system inside of a USB, DVD, or virtual memory drive.
So how
Let me,
safe are these? Not safe, I guess, because I guess safety really doesn't matter. But like, what would the odds be that somebody could is like actively or either like if somebody built a bot, like what would the odds be that they could actively guess random private paper links to just pull up random articles or random serverless data, right? Because like people do shit like that on a regular with dark market sites or whatever, like on the the deep web. They just run generators and try to find marketplaces and things like that by guessing what the links may be on like a .onion. So I'm curious, is that like something that could be done on private paper where I could just like have a bot guess random links and see if I could find somebody's like private paper that they didn't want anybody to see?
no, you can't just randomly search for it. Like we ran it through some bots that used quantum mechanics, and it tried to guess how long it would take a quantum computer to actually guess the hash. And we just gave them the private paper hash, not even the full link, just the hash, and that's where all the data is stored.
So it's not like
And
SHA-256 hash, but
it's a
it's encrypted
combination.
enough.
Yeah, it's a combination of base 64 and LMZA, and it
Much
just
whoa.
compresses it down to about 30% of its original content.
Oh, you can
And
stop sharing your screen, bro, if Rarible isn't working, man. People can check it out if they want, man. But your NFTs are
uh,
badass, bro.
I appreciate it. Like I got movies in there,
I
and
know that's probably why it's taking so long to load up.
yeah, because
I
like
blame
one of the
Rarible though. Their site should be compression friendly, and you know it.
yeah, like one of them, it's like you can actually view the video without buying the NFT. Just owning the NFT just allows you to view it whenever you want.
Huh.
Because like on MetaMask wallet, like you go to it and it'll show you the top image,
Yeah.
and then it's all in the top image. It's not anywhere else. Like it's not
Oh,
stored
so I
into it.
could watch the video right from MetaMask, like right from like that thumbnail looking thing.
Yeah, yeah. And then I got one where I separated it into four, so you have
But
to
this
see
does
all four of
require
them.
the internet, right? So like hear me
Hmm.
out on this. If I
Yeah,
don't have the internet, I can't just go open MetaMask and like watch my, 3D odds Rarible NFT art. Like it needs internet to get this data.
yeah. It's not like the private paper. The actual private paper does not need internet.
Why the
Um,
fuck? This is why I'm wrapping up here, bro. Why the fuck don't NFTs do this inherently? And why aren't more things doing this natively to where it is serverless and things to that aspect? Where like some things, and I know people don't do this as much, and I bet you probably do because I do, because I use hotspots and Wi Fi only. I download websites on my phone. They're
yeah,
downloaded. So if I'm offline, no Wi-Fi, I can still use the website, and I can use a pretty good
absolutely.
portion of it because I downloaded like a gig worth of the website. And people don't understand what that means, but I feel like with what you're doing, this is just natural progression of like how websites and platforms will store data serverlessly, right?
Yeah, yeah. Until 2020, you had to download the actual generator into your computer as a stored website just to use it. Like you couldn't like for a long time that was the only way we could distribute it. And so it that works natively with it. And it's completely designed where like I'm going to download the site and just send it somewhere else because it's like 10, 18 kilobytes versus millions of characters. And then it's all within inside of it. We're not actually sending the link anywhere, but we're sending a combination of characters that represents that file and what's inside of it. And so that makes it like 10 times easier. And it still works even offline as long as you have the full file. It's like very few kilobytes, and then boom, you're running, and it will generate inside of these containers, so it never needs the internet. And this just allows for like post using native internet and just going to like a mesh net because it works
Yeah, I
natively
was gonna
with
get to
mesh
that
net.
with MeshNet stuff and things like GoTenna. There's
Hmm.
ways that we could build these platforms similar to Facebook, but instead of it being like a social network that's worldwide, it would start out with these MeshNet networks and nodes, and then they would overlap, and start to connect, and almost like a hands across America kind of thing, where like
Yeah.
it grows, but it's still decentralized. It's still serverless, but we there like when like as soon as we started doing this shit when you were here, bro, I was like, this you could do Facebook like this. This could be
Yeah.
Twitter, like with GoTenna, MeshNet, and all the stuff that we have right now. Private paper could just be Twitter. And we don't have to wear like, and this is where like I say like, people go, not your keys, not your coins, but you're saying it on a platform that's not yours. So not your
Hmm.
platform, not your soapbox. And private paper is basically going to give people the private keys to their data. You know what I'm saying? Like their
Absolutely.
platforms. And it's a way for people to say, like, you want to hold your keys, hold your money. Well, also hold your private paper keys and hold your platform. You know what I mean? Your
Hmm.
soapbox.
Yeah, it's like another thing you could do. Like, okay, so I can't write papers, and I just want a news chain. I want a newspaper, right, online. So I'm like, okay, you submit me your article, right? You put in your BitTube thing inside your article, and I'll run it through my news chain, and I'll get AdSense, get Google AdSense on a website because you can run websites through the same
Oh,
technology.
holy shit. I could put Google AdSense in this?
Yeah. And so like you can then run a front end, which is just a news chain with a link to your back end, and you just change who's in what back end. And you
That's
can then have
interesting.
your own distributed news network that can't be stopped.
But
If you run
would
through like
Google see the articles or the serverless data? I guess if I'm plugging in, this Google AdSense script, is it giving them sort of like a heads up to the information that they're actually providing advertisements to, or is it so private that they don't even know what they're putting ads on?
Like it's it does not know that it's putting ads onto your specific data. It knows the first 1,000 characters of the link, so it doesn't get enough information to break the
Oh, that's
code to
fucking
figure out what's in it.
hilarious.
But it can tell you information like how many people clicked on that ad, and using like short links and like using a free site called like Rebrandly, you can actually find out how many people clicked on your private paper. And if they just download the private paper into theirs, you won't see nothing they do then. It's
Huh.
completely private.
Dude, how
Like we
long until this is all native and integrated where you can do, like, on top of the things that TinyURL can do, this as well, what you're mentioning right now? When will this be like a native user UI? I forgot what the I stood for.
I've been trying to get
User
Opera.
interface. Haha, I remembered.
I've been trying to get Opera to put in a blockchain distributor to where it will actually store it into a blockchain where you use your keys to unlock it. So we just need your key, and you can send you this through Opera, and it will lock it up
Oh,
on
sweet. Opera's
different
pretty
various
crypto friendly
networks.
too, like Brave,
It
but I think
is.
Opera's like more crypto advanced. I mean, they're a little bit farther ahead than Brave, which is
They
kind of
run
ironic.
they run all the crypto URLs. They have their own native Ethereum wallet.
Yeah,
We're looking
native,
for a
built right
native
in.
Tron wallet. Um, and yeah. So you don't need MetaMask. It is its own plugin. It's as if MetaMask. I think it's a MetaMask fork.
Yeah,
But yeah, it works really,
exactly.
really
It's
well.
really good, and I mean, I guess a lot of people in the community love Brave, and I mean, I Brave
I don't.
pays for my love. They give me bat, so I mean, you could buy my love. I'm an influencer. You know what I'm saying? I'm a shill. Give me money. I'll fucking get a tattoo with your damn logo. I don't give a shit. But
I,
yeah, I mean,
I
Opera is
yeah.
fucking amazing, and it's totally underrated because they don't have their own shitcoin.
Also, Bit2 browser. I've been looking and trying to get it to where you can store these into Bit2 browser
Oh yeah, I
because you can
forgot they
store it
had
on
their own
library.
browser now.
You can store it on library. And so we were wanting to put it in a Bit2 where you could like use your browser and just
What about like
have like your own
unstoppable
thing.
domains, bro? Because that's
It
like
does work. It does work with Stoppable, and I think there's another Ethereum one it works with, and it works with something called crypto, like dot
No,
crypto
but
or
I
something
mean
like
like with private paper integrating some kind of partnership or something along the lines of integrations with unstoppable domains, because I could make an unstoppable domains website that is natively usable on Opera. So if you
that.
go to I know Rice has one. So if you go to rice.crypto or rice crypto dot yeah rice dot crypto, I believe, or something like that, his unstoppable domains website comes up, and that's where he could post his links and stuff like that to his private papers, and it's truly serverless, and then it's distributed, so it's
Yeah.
technically on a server, but it's not at the same time. It's really kind
we
of
we
the
just
best
need
of
them
both
to
worlds.
expand their link limits. Like their link limits are real short,
I think that
and
that
but you
native shortener will really help you, bro.
yeah, but using any kind of shortener or TinyURL, for example, like we're working on stealing their API structure and just running off their stuff on as little native code as possible, just regular JavaScript, HTML, something that your browser can handle without any kind of dependencies.
You
That's one
think
thing
it
we
will be before the end of the year that we'll see something like that integrated, where I could go to private paper, write up an article, and then immediately get that short link right from the website directly without having to go and drop that really long link? You think that could be done within the end of the year? I'm just curious what your roadmap kind of looks like.
like on our website you can already do that. There's an API structured inside of our website where you can go in there, and that's stored within inside of it because it's serverless, and so you can already do that on the website. But yeah, by the end of the year we can have that on the actual generator, so it will pop up that base, you'll copy it, go back, and then paste it into the one inside your generator. We do try to have something like that. We also want to have the copy and paste, like where it's like a little button on your body by the end of the year. So you'll be able to go up there and say, hey, look, I want to insert an image. And it'll say, hey, put in your image link. Boom. It'll
Right.
put
I
it
mean,
in.
dude, imagine the amount of money people can save doing something like this for like their NFTs like you're doing, where I don't have to have like a fucking GoDaddy website and a fucking Amazon server where I have to pay fucking maintenance fees and shit like that for foot traffic just because I want you to, click on a link inside of an NFT or provide data to an NFT. I could use a private paper, make my own serverless data storage, whether it's an article or whatever, and and just have that put embedded into that or nested into that NFT, where it's almost like, you know what I mean? It just makes so much sense, because imagine all the, like, and I know people that are doing this where they do have servers for all the shit that they're trying to nest, and I'm like, bro, on top of gas fees, like, are you even making money? Like, holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I take the overhead and I drop it down to the floor and I say, okay, how can I do this with no money? We made private paper no money. We're doing everything free. Private cloud, P cloud, free. Like there's a free option you can use for as long as you need
Respect.
to. There's a lot of free Google ones. There's tons of free ones out there where you can even take old phones, and if you can get them on a Wi-Fi, just plug them in and set it up to a cloud storage, and you just have all the stuff on your end, like a storage or something, like the crypto, and you just have all the stuff on your end. Don't offer it to the mainnet, and just do it through your own link and
Huh.
run your own private storage, and start, doing all the stuff that you need to. And then, like with pCloud, you can put encryptions into like your links where it's not anyone can have. They have to have a password. You can also set uploads. Like I have an NFT where if you buy the NFT, you get access to upload up to like 2 gigabytes of data into this private storage, but you can't delete nothing. So like once you fill it up, you're kind of screwed, but you can use it to nest your NFT data, your full original artwork or whatever. And there you go. You got up to 4 gigabytes of data storage that you paid one time for.
That's insane, bro, because like this is going to, and I don't want to give too much free shit to people, but I also want them to use what you're building and what you're working on. And you've seen this. How many people are getting into comic books and NFTs?
Oh yeah.
It's literally what the fuck private paper was made for. It's literally exactly what the fuck PVT, PPR, private paper, haha, nailed it, is made for. Like, they're building comic books in NFTs, but the irony of all of it is that the fucking art and the content is all on a centralized server somewhere, and if something ever happened to that server, your NFT with your comic is gone. It's just gone. And then if you don't have internet, your fucking MetaMask thing, if it's a motion comic or something, it's gone. You know what I mean? If you don't have internet, they could make this serverless, or at least self-servered, I guess, right? Self-sovereign, self-servered. But yeah, I mean, like, it just makes sense progressively. I think people are really missing the ball while using centralized servers to host art and data and information for decentralized NFTs. It's hypocritical, and it's asinine, and it's going to be a complete fucking shit show when like the CryptoKitty server gets seized by the SEC, and there goes all the art that was ever being pulled from whatever API, or you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just going to be bad.
I did have a problem when Rarible actually shut off my unlockables for a handful of my NFTs to where no one can unlock it. Don't know why.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so I was gonna. Oh, wow.
So that has happened. And
Censorship.
We don't know why.
Fuck
but,
you, Rarible, and your fucking censorship, you communists.
But yeah, self-server will definitely fix this. Now, with some of the newer stuff I'm doing is like we're trying to figure out how to get base 64 images to store properly, so that way you could have like an image completely offline stored inside of one of these. So you want to store the image, you can just store it offline and then store the offline link.
Come on, bro. You're a genius, bro. Like, what? Somebody give this dude like all your fucking money and just like bet on this horse. That's all. That's my financial advice too. Yo, 3D, let people know where they could get in touch with you, get involved with the project and things to that extent. Show yourself.
Right now, the best way to get to me is on Twitter at PVTPPR. That's the private paper main handle. That's the best way to get a hold of me. DMs are open, and just comment publicly gets my attention. And then like 3D the.ninja, type that into your URL and it'll take you to my serverless personal website. There's direct more links to get to me, more information there, my store and everything like that.
All right, man. And check out the comments below if you're watching this right now. Just check it out. There should be links to stuff if you're on Twitter for sure. Shout out to Fio or Fio. I always don't know how to say it like they want me to say it. I like Fio, but I'm pretty sure
Sounds right.
they want FIO. I don't know because it's FIO or fee. I don't fee fi fo. I don't care. Shout out to FIO, FIO. If you want a chance to win $10, all you have to do is retweet, drop a comment, and go ahead and request $10 in USDT from FIO at KENN. You can use your Edge wallet, and we got ACU5 with a with a $20 birthday super chat, my bro. Thank you, much appreciated. That's love. That is a amazing note to wrap things up on. And again, guys, shout out to the sponsors. Shout out to ACU5 and 3D. Thanks for coming on, man. I think what you're doing is fucking epic. I just wish I was smart enough to shill it the way it needs to be shilled. But I mean, I'm here. You're here. I'm trying, guys. You really got to check it out. Just go post something on there. I don't know. It's freaking cool. As always, have a day, bro.
All right. Happy birthday, man.
Oh, thank you. He got it back. I took it from him in the beginning, and he waited over an hour to get it back. I respect it. Respect it.
There are many different ways to buy Bitcoin, but the cheapest and fastest way to buy Bitcoin with cash is with a CoinFlip Bitcoin ATM. CoinFlip ATMs allow anyone to buy Bitcoin with the lowest fees and within just a few steps. Hi, I'm Amy, and I'm one of the hundreds of store owners who partner with CoinFlip. In this convenient store, we host a CoinFlip Bitcoin ATM. We earn passive income, more foot traffic, and we get free advertising done by the CoinFlip team. Getting the ATM was easy. We just contact the CoinFlip team at info@coinflip.tech, and they handle everything with no cost to the store owner. This includes installation, maintenance, marketing, and even 24/7 customer service. We just provide a small space within the store. To get your own CoinFlip Bitcoin ATM and join the monetary revolution, contact CoinFlip today. info@coinflip.tech, or fill out the form at request.coinflip.tech. 773-800-0106.
Whether you're brand new to cryptocurrency or an expert, Hodlit is the app for you. Are you tired of dealing with the exchanges, their unreliability, and high fees? Welcome to the new cryptocurrency standard. Hodlit is your one-stop shop for accumulating cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. This is the easiest way for you to accumulate crypto and manage it. Download the Hodlit app now. Create your profile, link one or more bank accounts, set up your dashboard, and let Hodlit do the rest. It's easy and fast. Hodlit provides multiple ways to purchase and accumulate crypto. Included are advanced automated buying features along with direct market buys. You have total control of your money and which cryptocurrencies get purchased, with options including Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Tether, Ripple, among others. Use the Roundup feature to automatically purchase crypto with your spare change after making everyday purchases. Easily increase your Roundup growth by using the Boost Growth option, and boost your Roundups by either 2, 3, or 5 times. The Autopilot feature allows you to purchase crypto based on the amount and frequency you choose. Set it and forget it. Buy and sell in real time. The coins you buy are the coins you get. Hodl holds 100% true blockchain purchases. No downtime. Super secure. Lower fees, and you get 24/7 support. Hodl makes it easy for you to create and manage a diversified cryptocurrency portfolio. Look forward to future enhancements coming soon, as well as additional cryptocurrency options. Download the Hodl app today and get started now.